did a centuries-old operatic tradition suddenly become the soundtrack to Gen Z's social media feeds? For decades, opera and traditional Italian music were viewed as elite art forms reserved for grand theatres, older audiences, and cultural institutions. Most people assumed bel canto belonged to another era, beautiful, respected, but disconnected from the rhythm of modern youth culture. Yet somehow, 3 Italian singers changed everything. Il Volo transformed traditional vocal mastery into a cinematic, emotionally charged global phenomenon that now resonates deeply with younger generations navigating the digital age. Welcome back to the Il Volo space, the home of timeless voices, cinematic music, and the future of Italian artistry. If you love powerful harmonies, emotional storytelling, and the evolution of classical music in the modern world, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and join our growing community of music lovers from around the globe. What makes their rise so fascinating is the contradiction at the center of their success. In an era dominated by artificial sounds, auto-tuned vocals, and short attention spans, Il Volo built a massive international audience using raw vocal technique, orchestral arrangements, and emotional authenticity. Instead of abandoning Italy's musical heritage, they modernized its presentation. They proved that classical artistry was never outdated. It simply needed a new visual language, a new emotional framing, and a new digital stage. Imagine the grandeur of an epic film soundtrack fused with the energy of a sold-out modern pop concert. That is the atmosphere Il Volo creates. Their performances are no longer confined to the intimidating architecture of traditional opera houses. They now exist within immersive arenas, cinematic live productions, viral online clips, and visually breathtaking digital experiences designed for a generation raised on TikTok edits, streaming culture, and high-speed visual storytelling. Their concerts feel less like historical recitals and more like emotional cinematic journeys. Massive LED screens, synchronized lighting, sweeping drone shots, elegant camera choreography, and emotionally charged staging transform every performance into a spectacle designed for modern consumption. This shift matters because Gen Z responds to experiences as much as sound itself. Traditional Italian music once relied almost entirely on vocal excellence. Il Volo understood that younger audiences also crave atmosphere, visual identity, and emotional immersion. By blending operatic discipline with contemporary production values, they removed the intimidation factor that often kept younger listeners away from classical music. Instead of presenting opera as academic or exclusive, they reframed it as emotionally powerful, stylish, and culturally relevant. At the center of this transformation lies the viral architecture of their 3-part harmony. Il Volo's music succeeds because their vocal arrangements trigger something increasingly rare in the digital era: genuine emotional awe. In a world saturated with synthetic sounds and algorithm-generated trends, audiences are hungry for proof of real human skill. Their harmonies deliver exactly that. The emotional tension created by 3 distinct voices blending into one powerful sound creates a sense of authenticity that cannot easily be replicated by technology. Their polyphonic arrangements are especially effective in short-form media. A soaring chorus, a dramatic harmony switch, or a climactic high note becomes the perfect viral soundbite for social media clips. Even users unfamiliar with Italian music instantly recognize the emotional intensity embedded in their performances. Their songs create cinematic moments within seconds, exactly the kind of emotional payoff that thrives on platforms driven by fast engagement and emotional reactions. Another reason younger audiences connect so strongly with Il Volo is their evolution story. The group first gained global recognition as extraordinarily talented teenagers. Over the years, audiences watched them grow from child prodigies into sophisticated international performers. This progression created relatability. Gen Z often admires artists who embody both exceptional talent and visible personal growth.
Il Volo represents discipline, maturity, and artistic evolution without losing emotional accessibility. Their success also reflects a larger cultural trend. Modern youth culture is increasingly drawn toward authenticity and heritage. As digital life becomes more artificial and hyper-processed, many younger listeners are searching for art forms that feel grounded, emotional, and timeless. Traditional Italian music carries a sense of history, identity, and emotional sincerity that contrasts sharply with disposable streaming trends. Il Volo taps directly into that cultural desire. Rather than rejecting the past, they package heritage as aspiration. Their music evokes old-world romance, cinematic nostalgia, and cultural elegance, while still feeling modern enough for contemporary audiences. They are not simply singers, they are ambassadors of Italian identity reimagined for a global audience. Their performances celebrate the emotional richness of Italian culture, while presenting it through a polished modern lens that feels luxurious, fashionable, and internationally appealing. Fashion also plays a crucial role in their cultural reinvention. Classical singers were once associated almost exclusively with formal wear and conservative presentation. Il Volo changed that image dramatically. Their aesthetic combines tailored luxury fashion, cinematic masculinity, and modern sophistication. High-end Italian-style branding became part of the experience. Younger audiences now see classical vocalists not as distant historical figures, but as modern icons capable of existing within contemporary fashion culture alongside mainstream celebrities.
This visual strategy extends into every layer of their performances. Their concerts often resemble major cinematic productions rather than traditional recitals. The use of ultra-high-definition visuals, large-scale lighting design, aerial cinematography, and immersive stage construction allows them to compete visually with global pop festivals and blockbuster entertainment events. In today's attention economy, visual scale matters. Il Volo understood that preserving traditional music required elevating its presentation to match modern expectations. Globally, their appeal demonstrates how traditional Italian culture functions as a universal emotional language. Fans from different countries, backgrounds, and generations connect to the emotional intensity embedded in their performances, even when they do not fully understand the language. Music becomes the bridge. Their international popularity proves that authenticity can transcend geography when delivered with emotional clarity and cinematic power. Perhaps most importantly, Il Volo represents a rebellion against disposable culture. Many younger listeners are exhausted by music designed purely for trends and algorithms. They crave permanence, emotional craftsmanship, and artistry that feels meaningful. Il Volo offers exactly that. Their success signals a growing cultural shift, where vocal mastery and emotional sincerity regain value in an increasingly artificial entertainment landscape. Looking ahead, the Il Volo model could reshape how classical training is marketed throughout the late 2020s. Future artists may no longer feel pressured to abandon traditional foundations in order to remain commercially relevant. Instead, they may follow the blueprint Il Volo perfected, preserve technical excellence while modernizing presentation, branding, and digital storytelling. Their influence may also strengthen the future of popera as a sustainable genre. For years, many critics treated the blend of pop and opera as a temporary novelty. Il Volo has demonstrated the opposite. They proved there is a long-term audience for music that combines emotional accessibility with extraordinary vocal discipline. As artificial intelligence increasingly dominates music production, audiences may place even greater value on genuine vocal skill and live performance authenticity. Ultimately, Il Volo's greatest achievement is cultural preservation through reinvention. They ensured that Italian musical heritage did not become frozen in museums or trapped within aging audiences. Instead, they transformed it into something alive, viral, cinematic, and emotionally relevant for a new generation. They are not simply preserving tradition, they are evolving it. And in doing so, they may become remembered as the definitive architects who carried the soul of Italian music into the digital future. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the cultural impact of Il Volo, don't forget to subscribe to Il Volo Space, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think traditional music has a future in the AI era? And has Il Volo completely changed the way younger audiences experience opera and Italian culture?